Hey everybody. The Dallas Stars need to do whatever it takes to sign restricted free agent Jason Robertson. He is a must-sign player for this team, and I'm going to tell you why. It starts with the fact that Robertson is just 23 years old and had 41 goals last season, and over the last couple years has become one of, if not the most important offensive player for the Dallas Stars. If you look at what Robertson has done since coming into the league, his first real full season was the shortened 2021 season, where Robertson played 51 of the 56 games, had 17 goals and 45 points. And that's where people really started to go, hey, wait a second, who is this guy? And start paying attention to Jason Robertson. Then last year, he broke out even further, had a monster goal-scoring year with 41 goals in 74 games, 79 points for the Stars, and solidified himself as a top-line player and certainly one of their most important offensive players on the team. And when you look at the Dallas Stars, offense has been tough to come by for them. They're not a high-scoring team. If we go over and look at last year's stats at where Dallas was in the goal-scoring rankings, here they are all the way down at 21st in the NHL with 2.84 goals for per game. And among playoff-level teams, that is very, very low. The Kings were also fairly low scoring down there with them. But other than that, they are surrounded by non-playoff teams as far as goal scoring goes from last season. And this is a team that scoring's been an issue for a while as well. This isn't a new thing with Dallas. When you look at their line combinations, Jason Robertson, projected to be their top left wing, will be their top left wing when he is signed. He is such an important piece of this team's offense and really one of the only big offensive producers that they have, along with Roope Hintz and Joe Pavelski, who also had big seasons last year. But with the lack of production from Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin, who have both really fallen off production-wise over the past few seasons, a lot of pressure and a lot of expectations now fall on Jason Robertson, as well as Roope Hintz, Joe Pavelski. Now Mason Marchment coming in is going to have high expectations as well. But Robertson has got to be the guy when it comes to goal scoring for this team. He has to produce, he has to perform, and the Stars need him in the lineup. Again, 2.84 goals per game last season in a league where offense has exploded over the last few years. Imagine if they didn't have Robertson. Imagine if you took Robertson out of this lineup, how dismal the offense would be. I mean, it's pretty low with Robertson and his 41 goals. Imagine taking that out. I mean, this team would not be able to score. So when you look at the Dallas Stars, they have to have Jason Robertson and his offensive production healthy, signed, and in this lineup for them to really have any chance of being a playoff level team. So how are they going to get this done? Robertson is by far the biggest and most important, best restricted free agent who still is unsigned in the NHL right now. Dallas has $6.3+ million in cap space. Is that going to be enough to get Robertson to sign? Certainly not on a long-term deal. However, if they just do maybe like a 1-year patch deal just to get it to next season and get him back into the lineup, then maybe you can get like a 1-year, $6 million deal done and you deal with it next summer when you hopefully can get him into a long-term deal. You've got to do something here, though, if you're the Stars. The other option, I think, is trying to sign him to a long-term deal. And then there's been some talk about a potential trade. A couple names that I've heard brought up, the big one being Radek Faksa and his $3.25 million contract. I've heard rumblings about him potentially being moved, and then that obviously would open up enough space to sign Robertson. Guryanov's another one that could potentially be talked about. That'd be another $2.9 million in space. Whatever they decide to do, they've got to do something. They've got to do enough to get Jason Robertson signed and get him back into this lineup, because the Dallas Stars will not be a playoff team without him. So at the end of the day, Jason Robertson is a must-sign player for the Dallas Stars. They need to get this deal done as soon as possible. Training camps are coming up within the next, week to 10 days. And they need Jason Robertson to get a full training camp, be ready for the season, and ready to go on opening night, because he's such an important player and such a huge offensive producer for this team. They will not make the playoffs without him. So this is a urgent matter for the Dallas Stars, a very important matter for the Dallas Stars, and they need to do whatever it takes to get Jason Robertson signed and in camp and ready for the season. So that's what I've got on Jason Robertson and the Dallas Stars. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And with that, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our merchandise store, membership, and donations are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.